After following her nanny, a wealthy woman discovers a life-changing secret that will move you. Emily Armstrong felt lost in her own life. At 38 and neck-deep in corporate chaos, her days were a blur of meetings, emails, and a nagging sense of guilt gnawing at her gut. She buried herself in work, chasing deadlines with the ferocity of a lion, yet the distance between her and her two young children grew wider with every passing day. They were like shadows behind glass, and she was trapped on the other side, watching but never really connecting. The weight of her responsibilities felt heavier than the finest silk and just as suffocating. One ordinary Wednesday, driven by dread and a flicker of curiosity, Emily decided to follow Carmen, her devoted nanny. It wasn't like her to break ranks from work's chaotic emergency. But as she watched Carmen through the kitchen window, cheery and caring, she felt a pull, something beyond mere admiration. As she tailed Carmen through the sleek streets of their affluent suburb, she found herself slipping away from her polished life into something raw and vibrant. Carmen's first stop was a small local cafe bustling with laughter and chatter, where the scent of freshly brewed coffee filled the air. Families who wore their struggles like badges of honor gathered around tables, their smiles radiant despite the glass ceilings of hardship. Emily felt her heart tighten. This was life, beautiful and real, so far removed from her cookie-cutter existence. As she watched Carmen chat with patrons, organizing a community fundraiser with easy laughter, Emily was suddenly awash with guilt and envy. How could one woman exude such warmth while she circled her high-rise office like a caged bird? The fundraiser was set against a backdrop of bustling volunteers assembling colorful banners while children raced past, grinning from ear to ear. How can such simple generosity feel so foreign to me, she thought, her chest tight with conflicting emotions. Emily realized that behind the fortress of her wealth, real people were facing real issues. They thrived regardless, drawing from a well of solidarity that Emily had completely overlooked. Her life of privilege felt superficial in stark contrast to the heart of this community. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now, let's continue. As Emily finally worked up the nerve to bring her children to the fundraiser, their uninterested faces told her everything. Surrounded by laughter and warmth, they stood frozen, unable to connect with the joy around them. In that moment, Emily's heart sank. What have I done? She thought, confronting her life choices that now felt painfully empty. But Carmen hadn't finished her mission. Approaching Emily with her radiant smile, Carmen's voice softened like a lullaby. "You're still here, Emily," she said, "but we need you to really see." The words echoed inside her, igniting something deep. Could it be that she was merely surviving, caught in the web of privilege, while so many were courageously pressing forward? Emily faced a tolling bell within, an uncomfortable crossroads. She could easily retreat into the comfortable bubble she knew, or break through and confront the world waiting beyond. Her heart raced as she stood there, caught between the life she led and the life she hoped for. The answer hovered just out of reach, leaving her breathless. What would she choose to do next? Emily took a deep breath, the air thick with the mingling scents of coffee, pastries, and something else, a warmth of connection that felt foreign yet necessary. Her hands trembled slightly as she clutched the edge of the fundraising table, her mind racing. She could feel Carmen's gaze unwavering, an anchor amidst the whirlwind of her thoughts. "Mom, can we go soon?" her daughter whispered, tugging at her arm. Lily's face bore the same confusion Emily felt inside. Their eyes met, and for a fleeting moment, Emily saw how lost they both were. It took only a flicker of guilt to transform into resolve. "I need to talk to Carmen," Emily blurted, surprising even herself. She pulled away from her children, thoughts swirling like autumn leaves. Her heart pounded under the weight of her decision, fiercely aware that this was more than just a conversation. It was a step towards something she'd long avoided. With each step toward Carmen, memories of her own childhood surged back. Moments spent in the vibrant local parks, laughter echoing as she played with friends. Memories that suddenly felt like remnants of another life. Why had she turned away from it all? The busy life, the material success. What had it bought her, other than isolation from the very core of what made her happy? Carmen noticed her approach, and her smile widened. "You came back," she beamed, sincerity spilling from her like sunlight. "Carmen, I don't think I'm seeing things clearly," Emily admitted, her voice laced with vulnerability. The buzz of the fundraiser faded into the background, and it was just the two of them. "I want to understand this community, to make it right with my kids, but I don't even know where to start." Carmen nodded sagely. "It starts with connection, Emily. You need to step outside your world and live this one. It's not about money, it's about hearts and hands." "I feel like I'm trapped in a bubble," the words spilled out, raw and unfiltered. "I'm scared I've already missed too much with them." "You're here now," said Carmen, her voice steady. "That counts for something. Just be present. Your children will." "Follow your lead." Emily glanced back at her children. They were watching her, their trust showing through in their wide eyes. The sound of laughter swirled around them, but all she could focus on was that moment of doubt melting into something bright. This was a chance to change everything, to push against the wall she'd built around her life. What if they don't want that life? Emily's question hung in the air, heavy. What if it's too late? "It's never too late," Carmen insisted, her voice warm and reassuring. "Each day is an opportunity. Take a step toward them, toward the community. Let them see joy outside of that glass box." Emily's heart swelled. Carmen was right. This was their moment. She turned back around, feeling invigorated. This wasn't about trying to erase her past. It was about evolving. As Emily knelt beside her children, she smiled, a genuine curve of hope. "Hey, let's explore together." Lily looked skeptical, but her brother Noah perked up, curiosity dancing in his eyes. "Like the one in that store we passed?" "Exactly, and more," Emily said, her excitement igniting their interest. "We can meet new people and find stories, real stories." As they walked further into the fundraiser, Emily held her children's hands tightly, her pulse steady with purpose. A sense of belonging rushed through her, pushing aside the last vestiges of her self-doubt. But deep down, another thought lingered. Would the journey she'd begun lead her to answers she wasn't prepared for? Would embracing these connections risk even deeper heartache? The path ahead was shifting, and as the events swirled around them, Emily knew that their lives would never be the same. What awaited them at the heart of this journey? Emily took a deep breath, ready to plunge forward. Emily led her children through the bustling crowd, their laughter dancing around her like the sweet melody of summer. It felt unfamiliar yet comforting, a gentle reminder of the life she'd almost forgotten. As they passed booths bursting with colorful crafts and handmade treats, her pulse quickened. "What should we do first?" Noah asked, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "Let's find a place where we can make something together," Emily replied, her heart lifting. She felt lighter, as if the weight of her past was being peeled away, layer by layer. They drifted towards a booth where kids were painting flower pots. Lily hesitated before the crafts table, her fingers brushing over the rough, cold clay. "Can we really make these, Mom?" "Yes, it'll be fun," Emily encouraged, nudging her daughter closer, her own trepidation dissolving in the shared anticipation. She focused on the simple joy of the moment, free from distractions. The three of them sat down with paintbrushes and pots in front of them. Emily dipped her brush into the bright blue paint, and for the first time in a while, she felt the joyful spark of creativity. She watched as Noah unleashed a wild swirl of colors, while Lily carefully crafted her design with precision and grace. "Mom, look, mine is a rainbow!" Noah shouted, his infectious enthusiasm making Emily chuckle. "It's beautiful, just like you," she affirmed, warmth blooming in her chest. Each stroke of paint on the clay made her feel more connected, not just to her children, but to this community. It was a simple act, yet it ignited a flicker of hope. As she painted, she noticed other families working side by side, laughter spilling from every corner. Small talks blossomed among strangers, connections forming like invisible threads weaving them closer. Emily's heart swelled with a realization. This was what she had missed. After finishing their flower pots, they stepped back to admire their creations. Emily grinned at her children's handiwork, but then her gaze drifted to the families around them. There was something sincere in the way they interacted, a warmth that felt absent in her own life until now. Was it too late to bridge that gap? "Can we get ice cream now?" Noah jumped up, a typical request that brought Emily back to reality. "Yes, who wants to pick the flavor?" She leaned in closer, lowering her voice conspiratorially. "You've got to choose something adventurous." "Noah always picks the most boring flavors," Lily teased, sticking her tongue out playfully. "Hey, vanilla is classic," Noah defended, his brown eyes narrowing in mock seriousness. The playful banter felt like home, warm, familiar, and safe. As they ambled towards the ice cream booth, Emily's thoughts returned to Carmen's words. Each moment of laughter and lightness fed her desire to know them, to be a part of this community. She couldn't help the growing realization that this was just the beginning. However, as they neared the booth, a sudden tug of uncertainty gripped her. What did it mean to be vulnerable in this world she was stepping into? Would her past never truly let her go? She watched as a teenage girl handed her a vibrant cone of rainbow sherbet to a little girl who squealed with delight. Emily took a deep breath, reminded of the happiness that simple things could bring. Would her children find joy in these connections too? "Mom, look, there's a magic show over there." Noah pointed excitedly, pulling her attention back. "Let's go see it." Emily responded, trying to drown out the lingering doubts. The path they walked was uncertain, yet a spark of hope guided her steps. She realized the journey ahead would be as important to her children's growth as it was to her own. Would they embrace this hidden world of connection? Would they find the sense of belonging that Emily herself so desperately craved? As they moved through the crowd, laughter trailing behind, a feeling of excitement fluttered inside her. A new adventure waited, filled with surprises and perhaps a heavier truth lurking close behind. What challenges lay ahead as they delved deeper into this now-found life? Emily tightened her grasp on her children's hands, unsure of what awaited them, but ready to face it together. As they approached the magic show, colorful banners flapped in the light summer breeze, each depicting smiling clowns and whimsical rabbits. Emerging from top hats, the crowd gathered around the makeshift stage, anticipation buzzing in the air. Emily felt a flicker of excitement ignite within her, something akin to the innocence of childhood joy. "Look, Mom, there's a magician," Noah squealed, tugging at her arm. His eyes sparkled with wonder, while Lily mirrored his excitement, her little hands clapping together with delight. They squeezed into a spot near the front, where the magician, dressed in a gleaming black suit, greeted the audience with a grand gesture. Emily snuck a glance at her kids, their faces illuminated by the fading sunlight. For now, the world felt right. The weight of their shared past lifted at least for a moment. With a flick of his wrist, the magician pulled a bouquet of flowers from thin air. Gasps of delight filled the space, and Emily couldn't help but smile. The act was simple, but in that moment it stirred something deep within her. Perhaps it was the awe surrounding them, or the laughter of children unburdened by pain. "Mom, can you teach me to do magic?" Noah whispered, eyes wide with innocence. "I want to be just like him." "Of course," Emily replied, her voice full of mirth. "We'll have our own magic show at home." Lily burst into giggles. "I want to make flowers appear too." As the performance unfolded, Emily got lost in the magic. Underneath all the tricks and illusions, she recognized her longing for wonder, a feeling that had evaded her for too long. In that moment, surrounded by love and laughter, she started to understand what Carmen had meant about finding herself again. The show ended with a flourish, leaving the crowd buzzing. Children rushed up to the magician, their small hands grasping for the magical remnants of his performance. Emily felt a surge of hope. If her children could find joy here, maybe she could too. "Do you want to go talk to him?" she asked, her heart pounding slightly as she thought about stepping towards someone new. "Can we? Can we?" Noah bounced on the balls of his feet, his excitement contagious. Emily nodded, feeling her heart skip. She led them to the front, the magician's smile warm and inviting. "Hello there. Did you enjoy the show?" he asked, leaning down to meet their bright eyes. "It was amazing," Noah exclaimed. "Can you teach me how to do magic?" "Absolutely. It just takes practice and a pinch of courage," the magician replied, his eyes twinkling like stars. They exchanged a few words, and Emily felt the anxiety easing within her. She could sense the joy radiating from her children, drawing her along. As they walked away, each carrying a small balloon shaped like a star, Emily realized something remarkable. It wasn't just about being present. It was about being seen. Her heart brimmed with gratitude, the fear of her past no longer suffocating her. But just as the joy began to settle, Emily noticed a shadow of familiar regret flash across her mind. Could she really let herself forge new connections? Would she risk losing the fragile bond they'd begun to nurture? "Are we going home now?" Lily asked, her small hand clutching the balloon tightly. "How about we explore a bit more?" Emily suggested, tightening her grip on her children's hands, ready to venture further into this path of discovery. They wandered deeper into the fair, laughter and chatter forming a delightful backdrop. Emily caught glimpses of families, their happiness a blanket she dared to snuggle under. Yet, lurking in the shadows were questions, silently demanding her attention. Suddenly, a loud crash drew everyone's gaze. Emily's heart raced as chaos erupted nearby, throwing their serene day into disarray. She glanced at her children, questions brewing in her mind. What would come next? Would they be okay? The thrill of adventure blended with her rising apprehension. The day had shifted, unveiling a storm of uncertainty. Could she navigate through another challenge? And would the magic they found today stand firm against the unexpected turbulence ahead? A gasp rippled through the crowd as people turned toward the source of the noise. Emily felt her pulse quickening. The vivid colors of the fair had dulled in her eyes, replaced by a cloud of anxiety. She crouched slightly, making sure her children were close. "Stay right by me," she said, her voice steady but low. Ahead, a large booth had toppled over, a cascade of plush toys spilling onto the ground. A vendor was scrambling, desperately trying to collect the mess, while others formed a cluster, murmuring with concern. The scene felt surreal, a stark contrast to the joy just moments ago. "Mom, what happened?" Noah asked, his wide eyes searching her face. "I think it was just an accident," she reassured him, though her heart raced with unwanted worry. Lily, clutching her balloon, peeked over the crowd. "Can we help?" Not wanting to instill fear, but recognizing the importance of compassion, Emily nodded. "Okay, let's see what we can do." Holding her children's hands tightly, she led them toward the commotion. As they approached, they noticed two older children, clearly amused by the chaos. "Look, that's what you get for not being careful," one of them laughed, elbowing his friend. It stung, the insensitivity evident in their laughter. "Let's help Mr. Thompson," Emily said, shifting her focus from the chaos to the vendor. Mr. Thompson, a kind man always quick with a smile, noticed them approaching. "You three," he exclaimed, relief washing over his face. "Could you help me gather these toys? I'd really appreciate it." "Sure," Noah replied, always eager to lend a hand. They joined Mr. Thompson, scooping up plush dolls and stuffed bears, their vibrant colors a reminder of the day's earlier magic. With each toy they gathered, Emily felt a sense of purpose blooming. Noah and Lily giggled as they handed toys back to Mr. Thompson. "And this one, it looks like he's smiling at you," Lily declared, holding up a small bear with a crooked grin. Emily caught Mr. Thompson's grateful smile. "Thank you so much." "Much, kids. You really saved the day." As they continued gathering toys, Emily felt her chest unclench. This small act of kindness was healing. Maybe moving through the chaos and uncertainty could allow more light into their lives. Suddenly, a voice boomed from the other side of the fair. "Attention, everyone! We're having a surprise contest. Whoever can make the best magic trick will win a giant stuffed animal." Excitement sparked in the crowd. "Mom, can we enter, please?" Noah pleaded, eyes shined bright. The thought thrilled Emily. The idea of jumping into the world of magic her children had so wanted to explore. "Yes, let's show them what we can do." With renewed energy, they hurried to sign up. The contest stage was buzzing with excitement as kids showed off their tricks. They were all unique and funny, from disappearing coins to silly card tricks, each act bringing fresh laughter. As Emily stood with her kids, waiting for their turn, she felt a warmth, the bond between them tightening like a comfortable embrace. Whatever awaited them, here was a moment of joy. But as they prepared for their act, Emily caught sight of a figure lurking in the distance, a shadow she thought she'd left behind. It hovered at the edge of the fair, watching. Her heart raced again, not with excitement, but fear. Would her past catch up with her here, in this moment of newfound magic? The balance between her past and the present seemed more fragile than ever. What awaited them when they took the stage? And would she have the courage to face not only the crowd, but whatever was lurking in the shadows? Emily's gaze flicked back to her children, their bright faces illuminated with hope. Noah waved a deck of cards excitedly while Lily swung her balloon. Here, under the fairy lights and laughter, she had fought so hard to build a safe world for them. But now, a shadow threatened to steal that light. "Mom, are we next?" Noah asked, tugging at her sleeve, his anticipation infectious. "Almost, bud," she replied, forcing a smile. Inside, the looming figure gnawed at her confidence like a relentless tide. It reminded her of things she had buried deep, memories she didn't want resurfacing at a fair meant for smiles. She tried to focus on the moment, but an undeniable chill swept over her. It was as if the shadow was breathing down her neck, and despite the warmth of the crowd, she felt exposed, vulnerable. Suddenly, their names were called. "Next up, Emily and her two little wizards." The announcer's voice echoed, slicing through her thoughts like a bolt of lightning. "Let's do this," Lily squealed, grabbing her brother's hand. Emily took a deep breath, urging herself to leave her fears behind. "One trick at a time," she whispered, knowing she had to lead by example. As they approached the stage, the crowd's cheers washed over her, drowning out the ominous whisper of her past. She gave a quick nod to Noah and Lily, unity, strength, and love. In that shared glance, they began their act, a quirky combination of card tricks and balloon animals, much to the delight of the audience. With each trick they performed, she looked into her children's eyes, and the fear began to fade. They laughed together, their joy tangible, spreading across the fair like fireflies at dusk. The thrumming energy of the crowd felt alive as claps and cheers resonated, enveloping them in warmth. Just as Emily felt the weight lifting, that dark figure seemed to shift, a movement she could barely make out through the rejoicing crowd. Panic fluttered in her chest again. She couldn't slip into that darkness now, not while her children relied on her. Their act ended with a flourish, and Emily, breathing hard, faced the audience, a smile on her face. A smattering of applause surged through the air, echoing her heartbeat. "Thank you so much," she called, feeling a heady rush of accomplishment. "Did we win, Mom?" Noah asked, eyes shining with hope. "Let's see." As the announcer prepared to announce the winner, Emily felt a sudden weight in her stomach. What would she do if they called the name of that lurking stranger? But the announcer paused, scanning the audience. And the winner of the best magic trick goes to Emily and her little wizards. The crowd erupted, cheers blended with bewilderment. Emily's heart swelled, then dropped. The figure stepped forward, revealing a face she recognized too well. "Emily, we need to talk." Her breath caught in her throat as time froze. The joyful celebration around her morphed into a swirling blur of uncertainty and fear. What did that shadow from her past want? With her children's innocent joy ringing in her ears, she faced the specter of her past. Would this moment mark a new beginning or a perilous unraveling? Fear gripped Emily's heart as she locked eyes with the familiar figure stepping into the light. The world around her faded for a moment, replaced by memories she had fought hard to bury. This wasn't just anyone. This was someone who had held power over her in ways she didn't want to revisit. She felt the warmth of her children at her side, their smiles innocent and untainted. But the chatter of the crowd became a dull roar in her ears, overshadowed by her racing thoughts. "Mom?" Noah's small voice cut through the fog of anxiety. "Who is that?" She turned her attention back to him, struggling to maintain her composure. No matter what this person wanted, she couldn't let her children see her falter. "Just an old friend," she managed to say, forcing a smile. The words felt hollow and inadequate. "An old friend?" Lily asked, tilting her head. "You don't look happy to see them." "Let's focus on today," Emily replied, squeezing Lily's hand a little tighter. "We just won an award, right?" But her thoughts were racing ahead. What did this figure want now? Wasn't she free from all of this? She had worked so hard to. A safe space, a sanctuary for Noah and Lily far removed from the chaos of her past. "Emily," the figure said again, their voice cutting through her thoughts. "Please, can we talk somewhere private?" The request struck a nerve. With so many eyes upon her, she wanted to scream, "No, you can't just waltz back in." Instead, she simply took a deep breath, channeling her anxiety into a determined calm. She needed to protect her children. That was her priority. She glanced at the kids, their faces lit with joy and curiosity, none the wiser to the turmoil swirling beneath the surface. "We'll be right back," she promised, not even knowing if that was true. "Okay," Noah chirped, the thrill of the moment still bubbling in him. Emily stepped away from the stage, heart pounding. The figure followed her, and every step felt heavy with consequence. They walked past clusters of fairgoers, the smells of popcorn and cotton candy filling the air, but none of it reached her. All she could hear was the rushing in her ears. All she could feel was a knot tightening in her chest. They found a quiet corner near the Ferris wheel, a little too far from the laughter to feel reassuring. "What do you want?" Emily managed, her voice firm despite her bubbling nerves. "I was hoping we could discuss some things," the figure replied, their expression a mix of regret and insistence. "Things that you need to know, things from the past." Her heart sank, already knowing this conversation would likely spread the darkness she fought so hard to keep at bay. "I don't want to talk about the past. I moved on." "Did you?" the figure pressed, stepping closer, a shadow cast over her bright memories. "Or are you just pretending? Because the truth has a way of catching up with people, Emily." The words struck her like lightning, sending chills through her. "What do you mean?" she demanded, feeling the defenses she had built on shaky ground. "You got your wishes, but answers could change everything," they said, voice low. Emily turned her gaze back toward her children, their laughter now mingling with the distant sound of the fair. Fear and anger clashed within her. "They don't need to know any of this. I won't let you ruin today." "It's not about ruining anything," said the figure, frustration creeping into their voice. "It's about honesty, about protecting them from truths that could harm them."
At that moment, Emily felt the weight of the decision bearing down on her. Could she afford to learn what this person had to say? What if knowing revealed a threat to her children? In that split second, she glanced at Noah and Lily, their future hanging in the balance. "I'm not ready for this," she said softly, a mix of fear and resolve. The figure's expression softened, and for a moment, Emily caught a glimmer of the person they once were. You don't have to be, but sometimes facing shadows is the only way to grow.
Into the light. As those words echoed in her mind, she realized she couldn't run anymore. The past had resurfaced with a vengeance, and its hold on her life was about to get stronger. Would she embrace the secrets waiting to be uncovered, or would she risk everything to protect her children from the truth? The choice loomed large, and Emily felt the ground under her feet tremble with its weight. "I'm listening," she finally said, shaking but resolute. The figure nodded, relief palpable on their face, drawing closer as the shadows deepened. As Emily steeled herself for the storm ahead, the question hung in the air. Could she navigate through the darkness without losing her way? The figure took a breath, the air trembling between them like a forgotten promise. "Emily, there's so much you don't understand, things that could unravel everything you've built." With every word, uneasiness crept deeper into Emily's chest. She glanced back at the fair, where children ran with cotton candy and parents laughed. She had dreamt of this, of a happy life far removed from her former reality. But now, standing here, it felt as if the ground beneath her was shifting. "Just tell me," she urged, her voice brittle. "What is it you think I don't know?" The figure took a step closer, their eyes narrowing as they searched hers for understanding. "It's about your mother, about the choices she made that impacted your life and the lives of your children." Emily's throat went dry. "My mother? What does she have to do with any of this?" The memories of her childhood flooded back, fragile, unsteady moments that she had struggled to define in her own mind. Your mother was part of a world that you've tried to erase. Her decisions, her relationships, they've paradoxically shaped your happiness, they explained, the urgency in their tone making her pulse quicken. "And it isn't just about the past, it's about what you need to know to protect your kids from this legacy." A heat built in her chest, a blend of anger and confusion. "No, you don't get to come here and dredge up old wounds just to unsettle me. I built my life without her. I chose to forget." "But can you really forget? Can you erase every piece of her existence?" They looked at her with an intensity that twisted her insides. "Imagine if everything you fought for is rooted in something you don't fully understand. You deserve the truth, Emily. Your children deserve it too." She shook her head. "You don't know what you're asking. I've worked too hard to keep my family safe." Her heart raced as she considered what might happen if she listened, if it all came crashing down. "Sometimes," the figure said quietly, "keeping them safe means facing what you fear most. It's about breaking the cycle. It's about empowering yourself and them." Emily's mind whirled. Was it empowering to tear open old wounds, or would it only lead to more suffering? But just as doubt began to settle, one clear thought broke free from the dark tangle. Could her past truly endanger her children's future? The laughter from the fair seemed distant now, muffled and blurred amidst the emotions sweeping over her. What if, hidden in the shadows of her past, lay answers that could change everything? She met the figure's unwavering gaze, their earnestness sparking something deep inside her. "What exactly are you saying?" "They're in danger, Emily, a danger that hasn't gone away." The weight of their revelation hit her like a freight train. Her children? In danger? The very thought sent icy fingers gripping her heart. Everything she dreamed of, their laughter, their victories, it shattered before her eyes like glass. "What do I need to do?" she asked, her voice steady now but laced with urgency. The figure stepped closer, exhaling as if preparing to peel back the layers of time. We need to go deeper into this together. There's more to reveal, things that will turn your world upside down. Emily held her breath, realizing she stood on the precipice of receiving knowledge that could either break her or forge her anew. With adrenaline coursing through her, she nodded, birthright and burden clashing inside her. "Then tell me everything," she said, heart pounding, each beat echoing a silent prayer for the strength to face whatever came next. As the figure began to speak, Emily couldn't shake the question that reverberated in her mind. If she kept digging into the truth, would it save her children, or would it lead to a new set of fears lurking in the shadows? The figure took a step back, glancing around as if ensuring no one could overhear. "Listen carefully, Emily. Your mother was part of something bigger and darker than you realize. It's not just about her, it's about a network that spans generations." Emily's breath caught. "What kind of network? What are you talking about?" "They trafficked secrets. Your mother became entwined in a web of deception, manipulating others just to survive. Her choices were a currency, tying her to people who didn't have her best interests in mind." The figure's voice dropped to an urgent whisper. "You need to know this, not just to protect yourself, but to safeguard your children from their legacy." Fear jolted through Emily. Her mind raced. Could her mother really have lived such a duplicitous life? The notion felt impossibly distant from the image she had of the woman who had left her behind. "How do you know all this?" she pressed, both terrified and desperate for answers. "I've been searching for the truth, for families like yours. Your mother left behind traces, clues that this danger still exists, lurking like a shadow. It's why I'm here. I'm trying to break the cycle." Emily shook her head, sharp and angry. "You keep saying the same thing, but all this talk of danger feels so abstract. What happened to her? What proof do you have?" The figure pulled out an old, faded photograph from their coat pocket, the edges worn and crinkled. Holding it out to her, Emily's hands trembled as she took it. It depicted her mother, laughing, but behind her stood a man whose face seemed to whisper of secrets. "This was taken years before you were born. Your mother was not just your mother. She was connected to someone very dangerous, someone who still holds power." As Emily processed the image, a sharp ache lodged itself in her throat. Who was this man? Why was her mother smiling at someone who could be so threatening? "What does this mean for me, for my kids?" she asked, her voice thin as hope began to flicker like a candle in the wind. "The past doesn't stay buried, Emily. It ripples through time. If we don't confront this, your children may be drawn into it unknowingly," the figure said, their voice steady but urgent. "Their innocence could be at risk." Each words he wound around her heart like a tightening noose, a heavy weight pressing down. Emily closed her eyes for a moment, struggling to keep from spiraling into a world of fear and uncertainty. What if everything she believed about her mother was a lie? What would she tell her kids? Okay, she breathed, now feeling a sense of strength building inside her. "I want to know everything, whatever it takes." The figure nodded, the relief in their eyes palpable. "I believe that together we can untangle these threads, but you have to be ready for the fallout. The truth is a powerful thing, and it comes with a cost." As they began to discuss the secrets entwined with her mother's life, Emily felt a surge of determination. She would fight for her family. She would uncover the darkness that threatened to eclipse their joy. But as they spoke, Emily felt the familiar tug of the fair behind her, the laughter of children, the sparkle of lights. Was it too late to protect her world? What if digging into this past unleashed something she could never control? The tension knotted deeper, and she could hardly breathe. Just then, a sudden realization struck her. What if revealing these truths would bring more danger rather than less? She took a deep breath and locked eyes with the figure, heart racing as she prepared to confront whatever lay ahead. "You say the truth has a cost. Just how much are we talking about?" In that moment, a chilling wind swept through the air,
whispering promises of chaos that lingered just beyond reach. Emily felt an electric hum in the air, a weight that settled heavily on her shoulders. She took a breath, each passing second intensifying the tension. What could it cost? What do I need to sacrifice? She pressed, her heart racing. She didn't care if the world felt chaotic. She needed to know, to brave whatever storm was still waiting to break. The figure hesitated, weighing their words carefully. The cost isn't always material, they said gently. It's about the relationships and the truths you hold precious. You may find that to protect your children, you'll have to risk losing the very life you've built. A cold wave washed over her. Are you saying I might have to choose between my past and my future? The thought clawed at her gut, fear and determination battling it out. She had already revised her life. Now, the looming threat felt as if it could unravel every stitch of her fragile happiness. With a steady but calm voice, the figure continued. Your mother's past may lead to answers that reshape your understanding of loyalty and love. You might face your family and question everything you believed. But protecting your children requires that you be honest with them and with yourself. Emily grappled with this reality. Sure, she sought the truth, but at what expense? The vibrant world of the fair still throbbed behind her. Her children's joy mingled with the thrill and warmth of community under the flickering lights. But as she glanced back, shadows were creeping in, threatening to tarnish this perfect moment. Can I keep the integrity of my world intact while confronting this? She asked, doubt tinging her voice. If the past repeats itself, it will shatter the present. It's better to face the truth together than to let hidden dangers seep into your lives, they explained. Remember, your children are more perceptive than you think. They sense your fears, even when you shield them. Emily's heart sank. The guilt of protecting her children from a part of her history felt unbearable. Yet, she could not wrap them in cotton candy fantasies forever. I need to become stronger, not just for me, but for them, she exclaimed, turning back to face the fair. Then let's do this. The figure offered a small, encouraging smile. The knowledge and the fight may not be easy, but it will guide you toward breaking the cycle. The strength flooding her spirit was electric. She could do this. For Noah and Lily, she must confront the shadows head-on, no matter their form. Let's return, she said, her voice steady and resolute. I won't let this world fall apart, not while they're so full of life. Guided by her newfound determination, Emily strode back toward the fair, feeling the lingering pulse of laughter and vitality surging back into her heart. As they approached her children, she noticed their little faces glowing with endless joy, oblivious to the storm she was about to brave. Embracing them, she felt warmth spread through her, gathering strength from their innocence. Mom, look at the giant stuffed animal we could win, Noah shouted, pointing to still swirling excitement. A small laugh escaped her. The weight felt lighter. We can definitely try. What do you want to do? Let's play more games, Lily chimed in, eyes wide as she grabbed her brother's hand. And with that, the world spun on its axis again, bright and colorful. Together, they stepped deeper into the fair, Emily's heart filled with hope rather than fear. Today of all days, I will commit to my new beginning, she thought, as they wandered from game to game. They stepped up to a dart booth, laughter bubbling freely as Emily let her worries dissolve in the joy surrounding her. Each throw of the darts landed solidly, earning them little tokens, prizes filled shortly afterward with warm smiles. For the first time, she was not just a spectator in life. She was present, living, and connected with her children and the community. Halfway through the booth line, Lily tugged at her arm. Mom, can we win that puppy over there?
Emily looked toward the plush prize, her heart swelling with the urgency to give her children the happiness they desperately sought. Absolutely, let's try. They threw darts together. Each successful throw met with cheers from hesitant strangers who quickly became allies in fun. Emily could feel her life shift with every laugh and cheer, each moment weaving stronger ties than she had ever known. Then, suddenly, the moment was interrupted. A familiar face peeked over the throng, a face she had spent too long running from. The figure from the past appeared again, standing firm in the crowd. Emily felt her heart lurch. Would this new life she had fought for unravel in an instant? But as she held her children's hands, their laughter and joy a sweet symphony ringing in her ears, she realized the truth. She was no longer the frightened girl caught in a web of darkness and manipulation. She was their protector, ready to face any storm alongside them. Together we'll rise above, she thought, tearing her eyes from the figure's gaze and refusing to let the shadow define them. I have my children to guide me toward the light. As her family cheered for each small triumph, Emily turned her back on her past with a fierce determination. She would confront it when the time was right, but today was about connection and love, and that was a legacy worth fighting for. In that moment of realization, she embraced them tightly, feeling their tiny hearts beat in rhythm with hers. Today is ours, and nothing will steal this joy away. The fair spun on, its colors brighter, laughter echoing louder. Emily stepped boldly into the light, ready for whatever awaited her next. As they moved deeper into the fair, Eleanor knew this was only the beginning of her new journey. She took a moment to breathe, her heart full with a newfound sense of purpose. Today they were together, and that was worth everything. And so the past trembled before the brightness of tomorrow, hope unfurling like the petals of a flower, waiting for the sunshine. This was their story, and no shadow could extinguish it. If this story resonated with you, you need to subscribe now for more powerful transformations that inspire change. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help others feel this energy. Comment below with your reactions and feelings about this ending. What inspired you most? And please share this video now with at least 5 friends who want to embrace their own journeys and growth. Don't wait, not even one more second, to share this moment. Only true fans understand the importance of supporting the channel through these actions.